Hello, this video is designed to give students an overview of APA formatting as well as provide some examples of the basic types of citations that might be created by students. Before jumping into the citations themselves, it might help to understand a little background on APA formatting. APA stands for American Psychological Association. APA style is a type of formatting that is used when citing sources or giving credit to the authors and the works that you reference in your writing. You are most likely to use this formatting when you're writing research papers or in assignments that ask you to review, summarize, and synthesize what others have said about a topic. Why do we have to cite it? The simple answer is the majority of the ideas that you might pull and reference in a research paper are not originally your own. You are writing about what other people have said. If it was their idea or if they said it, then you have to give them credit. This is where the citation comes in. If you don't give proper citations, you run the risk of plagiarizing, which is essentially passing off someone else's work as your own. Citations are very important and can keep you out of academic trouble. Just a side note, there is more to APA formatting than just citations. There's actually a lot more. For the sake of this video, however, we'll only focus on the citation piece. Just know that there is an APA publication manual that you can purchase that will provide all the ins and outs of APA formatting if you wish to know. Also, APA is not the only formatting style out there. It is commonly used in social sciences such as education, nursing, business, psychology, etc. Other citation styles include MLA and Chicago style. Please check with your professor to determine which he or she would like for you to use. This video only focuses on APA. To begin, it is important to understand that there are two pieces to the APA citation. The first part is called an in-text or parenthetical citation and happens, surprise, in the text or the body of your paper. The second part is the reference citation, which is located at the end of your paper, usually in an area titled Reference, Bibliography, or Works Cited. You need to have both parts of a citation, the in-text and the reference citation. You might cite the source more than one time in the body of your paragraph, but you only need to include one reference citation at the end of your paper. Let's discuss in-text citations first. There are two types of in-text citation, which are often referred to as parenthetical citations. One is used in cases where you paraphrase someone else's work. This means that you read the work and rewrite it in your own words. You may think, but it's my own words, I shouldn't have to cite it. But it isn't your original idea, so you do need to give credit. To create this in-text citation, you will need to know the author's name or the organization's name. Some articles or websites are made by companies or organizations rather than just one person. You will also need to know the year it was published. This information is usually located on the copyright page of the book, usually in the first couple of pages. If you're using an article, maybe through Galileo, this information is usually located on the results list. One way to write the citation is to include it in the sentence. For example, Wright, 2015, stated that vanilla bean ice cream is the most popular flavor in the southern United States. Side note, all of these citations in this video are completely made up. I have no idea what the most popular ice cream is. If there is more than one author, then you want to include both of their names, such as Davis and Wells, 2014, suggested that ice cream consumption may be on the rise in the northeastern part of America. Notice how I use the word and not the and symbol. This is because my author's names are actually in the text. Also notice that I used last name only, not first or middle. There is another way you can write in-text citations. Instead of writing the name within the sentence itself, you can just include the citation at the end of the sentence. Let's look at our previous examples. Vanilla bean ice cream is the most popular flavor in the southern United States. Wright, 2015. Ice cream consumption may be on the rise in the northeastern part of America. Davis and Wells, 2014. There are some important notes to make about these citations. Notice that we are still using only the author's last name. Notice that the name and the year of publication are separated by a comma. Notice we did use the and symbol because the citation is at the end of the sentence rather than a part of it. Notice that the period is after the citation. What happens if I have more than 3 authors? Your citation would be, as discussed earlier, the first time you cite it in your paper. If you cite it again, however, you don't have to write all the authors out again. Instead, you would use et al., which essentially means and others. So the first time I cite it, it might look something like this. Abbott, Baker, Camps, and Dean, 2012, stated that fruit-flavored ice creams are usually more popular than mint-flavored creams. The next time you cite them, however, it would look like Abbott et al., 2012, determined that ice cream is just as popular in the winter as it is in the summer months. What happens if you quote someone in your paper? This is a little different than paraphrasing and requires one more component. You would still need a parenthetical reference, but it would include the page number in which the quote was found. Here are some examples. Miller, 2010, stated that ice cream is the most popular dessert in the world. Page 200. Ice cream has been described as the next best thing since sliced bread. Baker, 2011, page 14. Now that we've discussed the two types of parenthetical or in-text citations, which include paraphrases and quotes, let's tackle the reference page citations. These look a little different depending on the type of source. Some of the most common types of sources include books, websites, and periodicals, such as articles from Galileo. To create your reference citation, you will need to locate some information about the source. You will need to know the following: the author's name, the year of publication, the name of the book, article, or website, the city of publication, and the publisher. For periodicals, you will need to know a little more, including the journal it was published in, the volume, and the issue number. Most of this can be found on the copyright page in a book or on the results page when pulling the article from Galileo. As we look at each type, keep in mind that the formatting is very important here. Every space, period, and capital letter must be in the proper place. Let's start with a book. First, include the author's last name and the first and middle initial. It's okay if there isn't a middle. In cases of more than one author, repeat the process for each and include an and symbol. You can do this with up to 7 authors. Then include a period. Next, include the year of publication in parentheses. Then include a period. Next, include the name of the book. It should be italicized. The first word is capitalized and the rest is lowercase, unless it's a proper noun of a person, place, or important thing. Then include a period. Next, include the city and state abbreviation of the publication. Include a colon and list the name of the publishing company. Notice where the periods, colons, and commas are. These all play a role in APA formatting. Here is an example with 2 authors. What if a book has an editor instead of an author? Most of the citations will be the same, except you would put eds after the names of the editors. Now let's look at a website. Some of the structure will be the same. You will still include the author's last name and first, maybe a middle initial. If the website is by a company, then include it instead. Then put a period. If you can, try to include the month and date of the last update, since websites are more likely to change in comparison to books. You would put this in parentheses and in the order of year, comma, month, and date. Then include a period. Give the name of the website, first letter capital, others lowercase except for proper nouns. This should be in italics. Then include a period. Include the words retrieve from and paste the URL or website link. Finally, let's look at a periodical reference. This would apply to articles such as those listed in Galileo. You would begin as we have before, with the author's last name and initials, then a period. You would also include the year of publication in parentheses, then a period. Next, you would include the name of the article. Make sure to capitalize the first word and proper nouns only. Sometimes there are subtitles. In that case, separate it by a colon and capitalize the first letter of the subtitle. This includes a period. Next, include the name of the journal article was published in. This should be in italics. Then include a comma. Next, include the volume number of the journal. This should be in italics. Without a space, include the issue number of the journal in parentheses. Then include a comma. Finally, include the page range of the article. Again, most of this information will be included within the article itself on the first or second page, or on the results page when searching for an article in Galileo. A few other notes about the reference page. It should be its own page and have the word references at the top. You should list your references in alphabetical order by the author's last name. You do not indent the first line of the reference citation, but you do indent the rest of the lines if it goes into more than one line. A last side note, there are websites that claim to create the citation for you as you input the correct reference information. Sometimes these auto-generating machines are correct and sometimes not. Please make sure to check your reference citations. Good luck on your APA citations and formatting.